Tell me, where are we right now? What's going on?
We are island hopping and chasing the enemy.
Why are we here?
I am here because people need to go to heaven.
Yeah, let me get one mag. Hey, cover me. You dead as bro.
Why do you film with your GoPro camera?
Mostly just to get some memories out of this. Maybe show my family what my training looks like. Both of you, you both dead. Both of you are dead. Both of you are dead.
Hey, what are you talking to?
Every year in Hawaii, thousands of soldiers train for what a war with China might look like. The 2-week event is called JPMRC. It's a force-on-force training exercise.
Give me some!
The side representing the U.S. Army and its partners is known as Bluefor, and the enemy is Opfor, or opposing force. The two sides fight in a series of engagements on Oahu and the Big Island of Hawaii. Over 5,000 people participate, including soldiers from foreign military allies like Thailand, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. But the massive event tests one man in particular, Colonel Rob Shaw, commander of the 25th Infantry Division's 3rd Infantry Brigade Combat Team, also known as the Bronco Brigade.
This event is the culmination of about 16 months of work. This is the one time about every 2 years that the entire team comes together. So we've got about 14 days to generate readiness, so we're ready in the event that we're called to do something. So I'm happy to talk to y'all anytime. Okay. If I know Graham, you're out here for a hot minute.
Yeah.
So
we'll just check in with you.
Yeah.
I'll take that mic from you.
Yeah.
That's me.
Jungle.
In February of 2023, I embedded for 10 days inside the U.S. Army's Jungle Operations Training Course. It's where I met First Sergeant Stuart Fletcher, known in jungle school as Number 23.
Peace is a good thing, but I joined the military to go to war, so.
A combat veteran with a big personality.
Everybody gotta die sometime, Red.
Who I hope to one day meet again. After that story was published, the Army invited me to come back to Hawaii in November to cover JPMRC. It promised me there would be plenty of action, but what I actually saw was much different from what I expected.
The type of fight that we're preparing for, we can imagine it, but none of us have actually done it. What it's really about for me is to get this team as ready as possible to do hard things on behalf of the country in the event that we get asked to do that.
Start pushing into the tree line.
It signals a credibility so we don't have to fight.
I'm working it right now, sir. All right.
Everything we're doing out here is to deter a war from happening. Our goal is no war. I have been watching very closely the path that the PRC has been following since 2014. It's insidious and it's irresponsible. They're violating the territorial integrity and the national sovereignty of many of the countries in this region, but they also have global aspirations.
Let's get it.
What we're doing here is training at the very high end of the tactical echelon so that we can provide that confidence, provide that joint readiness to keep the region safe, stable, secure.
Hey, sir, it's Capt 6. I read you loud and clear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
I've been in the Army for about 26 years. I started as a paratrooper in the 82nd, multiple tours in the Ranger Regiment, in and out of Afghanistan and Iraq. My role specifically as the commander is synchronizing all of the different elements of this task force to win on the battlefield at the least cost.
First off, happy Halloween for those of you that aren't tracking.
Hey!
Yep, today's Halloween. Paint your face.
Why did you tell the group in there Happy Halloween earlier?
The reason why I mentioned it is service asks a lot of families. You know, being away from some of these kind of milestone moments, these are things that most people don't have to worry about. I talked to a young man yesterday whose son's 16th birthday was yesterday, and it was eating at him a little bit. Nobody's got their personal phones out here. And I said, hey, if we can get you a minute to give your son a call, is that something you'd want to do? And he said, you know what, sir, my guys don't have phones, I'm not going to do it. If there's a couple weeks in the calendar year where we need to be focused, these 14 days are it.
We're gonna grab Brahmas unless something changes. So as soon as the team can get up there and grab that terrain, we'll pile in.
SP time is 5 minutes. The convoy is going to be 30 miles an hour max. Everybody get that?
The Bronco Brigade relocates its Tactical Operations Center, or TOC, from Kauai Airfield, formerly known as Dillingham, on Oahu's northern coast, to Wheeler Army Airfield, known as Objective Brahmas. As JPMRC begins, an 800-acre wildfire burns in the center of Oahu, with the Army deploying helicopters to fight the fire. A few miles north, the Bronco Brigade battles Opfor for control of Objective Blaze. But our cameras are late to the fight. We show up right after Charlie Company tells us they defeated Opfor in a firefight that lasted for hours.
You should better fucking die, bro. No way.
Although we missed the action, Specialist Angel Morales from Charlie Company recorded part of the engagement with his GoPro camera.
Friendly's pushing forward to our left! I've been in the Army for about 2 years now. When I was just starting out, it seemed all chaotic and I didn't really know what was going on. I would just follow my team leader, whatever they told me to do. Hey, Sutter, you still got one alive down there! But now it's like, I actually know what's going on. We're about to push into them. In the moment of battle, you kind of see where you might need to reinforce. I'm reloading! Or where they might even try and flank you. Hey, Sarkay! They're still right there! It's just moments like that, like learning experiences that I really like. You're fucking dead, bro! No fucking way. Cap is shit, bro. Both of you motherfuckers, you both dead! Both of you are dead! Both of you are fucking dead!
Hey, what are you talking to?
There was like 2-3 guys that we ended up shooting like point blank, and I essentially dumped the mag on them and they still didn't die. So that's when I started arguing with one of them. They're both fucking dead!
We're out here supporting your training. You think we want to be out here? No! So fucking take it down a notch.
Maybe you shouldn't have signed the fucking contract then.
Hey, stop it!
Hey, don't argue. Just take your headgear off and go down. Let them keep pushing.
How come you get so heated? You know, it's a training scenario.
It's a training scenario, but I clearly shot them a couple of times, and in real life, they would have been done for. They would have been gone. We want to take this serious. We want to treat it like real life as much as we can, because there's no do-overs. There's no do-overs in real life. As simple as that.
Yeah, I know. Super. Yeah, I knew you'd be out here eventually.
We found him. Number 23.
Why are you so late to the fight? Man, I killed like 48 people myself last night. Myself.
First Sergeant Stuart Fletcher,
What else do you want to know?
the ranking non-commissioned officer in Charlie Company, known as Charlie Rock.
240, I want it right here, on the right side. Watch the goddamn goal. Watch out, RTO.
After spending 10 days with Fletcher at jungle school,
Slow it down if you're gonna fuck it up.
the idea of linking up with him during a training exercise like this was a big reason for making the trip.
How many people we killed this last 2 days? 200 plus.
A veteran of multiple combat deployments during the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, Fletcher now leads a new generation of soldiers as Charlie Rock's first sergeant.
First Sergeant Fletcher is a special and supremely competent and gifted leader. Our structure with guys like Fletcher as the first sergeant can help folks kind of navigate and stay on a good path and turn into really, really capable, productive leaders.
Roach, hey, this is the hero of the battle for Rock Company. Roach, He is a the finest mortarman, but he also flies a DJI drone better than anyone you ever met in your life. If there was NASCAR for DJI drones, he would win it. Yeah, these are the best soldiers in the world right here. Trained by Alastair himself.
Charlie Rock's company commander is Captain Alastair Keyes, like Fletcher. He deployed to the Middle East with the 75th Ranger Regiment, and he's co-winner of the 2021 Best Ranger competition.
Capt Keyes, one of the most humble and selfless leaders that I've seen. So here you have this really smart and focused officer paired with, a seasoned and highly proficient non-commissioned officer. So they're kind of a pair to be reckoned with.
Rock Company, I like to look at it as the best in the Bronco Brigade. They can send us anywhere and we'll make sure it gets done.
Stay strapped to get clapped. Call her up.
9395, get to a grid for those trucks, over.
Although Charlie Rock defeated Opfor at Objective Blaze, they also suffered simulated casualties. Each injured soldier gets a casualty card describing the nature of their injury, which has to be communicated before a medical evacuation.
So I got my left leg blown off, so I'm an urgent surgical. I'm in priority.
We got attacked from the back. There's not really much I could have done in the situation, so you just gotta kind of take the L and keep moving forward. I'll be back in the fight in 24 hours. So
the OC was just rekeying left and right. He was like rekeying all his dudes over and over. I'm like, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. You're going to die.
What's rekeying?
Rekeying, so you're wearing these, and then your laser.
What are you wearing?
They call it miles gear.
During JPMRC, all participants wear sensors known as miles gear, which detects lasers attached to the weapons on the battlefield, all of which shoot blank rounds. When a laser hits the sensor, it makes an electronic sound that means they've been shot.
The miles gear is like militarized laser tag, if you will.
I'm dead.
You dead?
I'm dead.
Before they get back into the action, a soldier's miles gear must be reactivated or rekeyed by an observer controller. According to the Department of Defense, the miles gear costs about $1,500 per soldier. It's one piece of the cost required to run an event like JPMRC.
The American taxpayers invested an enormous amount of resources into this event, and we want to put our best foot forward.
$300 million exercise. America gave us this gift of $300 million. The entire division focused on our success, so let's make sure we maximize the most out of it.
During a leadership meeting, Shaw said the event cost about $300 million, but the Army later told us that number was not accurate. So we went to the Pentagon to get clarity on the budget.
Costing data for the Army is complicated. For me to tell you how much an exercise costs, we could be here all day parsing out the particular things that go into an exercise. For example, certainly the number of soldiers times their salary for the amount of time that they're there in the exercise. There's various things that add into each of the rotations that make it a little bit difficult to calculate.
Ryan would not discuss specific figures related to the Hawaii JPMRC training rotation on camera, but U.S. Army Pacific confirmed that its budget for the Hawaii JPMRC rotation was about $15.5 million. Responding to our Freedom of Information Act request, the Air Force said it spent $3 million on aircraft operations during JPMRC.
We have to believe that the training we do, the alliances we build, the readiness we build serves a deterrent effect, and if that helps us protect our country and our way of life and the American people, those are dollars well spent.
In West Germany, 175,000 American, Belgian, French, and British troops participate in Europe's first simulated atomic military maneuvers.
For decades, the U.S. has participated with foreign allies in large-scale military training exercises.
แจ้งภารกิจต่อไปหลังจากการเคลื่อนที่ออกจากพื้นที่นี้เราจะได้รับภารกิจในการเคลื่อนย้ายด้วยอากาศยาน
Of the more than 5,000 people participating in JPMRC, about 735 are from international military partners. The Royal Thai Army sent about 100 soldiers. On day 2, they arrive on Oahu's South Range to link up with U.S. Army soldiers.
After here, we'll go get an update from the Battalion XO, or the Battalion Operations Officer. So our objective is to integrate the Royal Thai Army into a conventional infantry battalion, meaning we can ensure that they communicate effectively with the U.S. partners, able to conduct large-scale combat operations side by side.
ประเทศไทยมาที่นี่เพื่อเป็นการฝึกร่วมกับกองทัพบกสหรัฐอเมริกาครับเพื่อเป็นการแลกเปลี่ยนแนวความคิดในการปฏิบัติในทางยุทธวิธีในการฝึกฝนเพื่อทั้งสองประเทศจะได้นำไปปรับเปลี่ยนในทางยุทธวิธีเพื่อใช้ในการฝึกต่อไปครับ
The U.S. counts Thailand as an ally, but Thailand participates in military training exercises with both the U.S. and China. When asked about a potential conflict of interest, U.S. Army Pacific only told us that the training partnership will continue. While the Royal Thai Army's main objective at JPMRC is to train with the U.S. Army, it's also a public relations opportunity, with a Thai camera crew following the soldiers.
ก็เดี๋ยวให้แนะนำตัวแล้วก็ปฏิบัติหน้าที่อะไรนำสารค่ะแล้วก็บอกว่าหนูมีหน้าที่ในการเป็นคนนำสารตามที่ผู้ขับกองร้อยสั่งการค่ะแล้วก็จะถามเรื่องการกินอยู่หลับนอนนะก็การกินอยู่หลับนอนก็ไม่เป็นอุปสรรคสำหรับทหารหญิงไทยสามารถปฏิบัติได้ประมาณนี้เนาะโอเคช้าๆก็ได้โอเคครับเป็นไงบ้างครับเข้าพื้นที่ฝึกมาแล้ว1 คืนการกินอยู่หลับนอนเป็นอุปสรรคกับทหารหญิงไทยหรือไม่
ไม่เป็นค่ะ
ไม่เป็นนะสบายมากนะสามารถปฏิบัติได้ขอกำลังใจดีเยี่ยม
ค่ะ
โอเคครับน้องครับสู้ๆครับโอเคเขาทำได้
Nearby on Oahu, artillery soldiers from the New Zealand Army are also setting up and settling in. Until they're under indirect fire from a simulated mortar attack. The attack forces them to break down their equipment and evacuate the area.
So the threat of indirect coming in like that, rockets and mortars, they have a wide splinter pad and a wide blast area. If they've acquired your target area, you need to get away from that target area as quick as you can.
Yo, stay clear!
The simulated attack destroyed one of the battery's 6 howitzers, along with a full gun crew.
Pull back on the front side!
Now the remaining soldiers have to set up a new location and put it all back together.
On the adversary's priority list, indirect fire assets are very high up on the list. As soon as they find them, they want to strike them so that we can't do the same their way.
The Kiwis are getting a chance to train on a much bigger stage than they're used to. The New Zealand Defence Force is composed of about 15,000 people, including reserves, compared to the U.S. Army, with about 450,000 active duty soldiers.
We don't get big army experience unless we come on these activities. A whole spectrum of capabilities that we wouldn't get to otherwise. Afterwards, we generally have a few days to enjoy the sights and sounds of the island, which we're going to take full advantage of.
After winning the battle at Objective Blaze, Charlie Rock moves to bolster security at Kauahapai, where the Bronco Brigade is completing its transfer of the TOC.
How many bodies you stack up last night? How many are they going to give me credit for? Yeah, credit. I think 200. My man. So yesterday, the brigade needed us to go help another battalion secure their objective, right? Immediately, the brigade needed us to get back here. They thought that the TOC was going to get overrun, so we jumped here. Now that the TOC and everybody are about to be out of here, I'm sure that it won't be long before we get called to the next thing.
The enemy knows where we are, and it's time to get out of Dodge. We've kind of been sitting on this area, and it's become a hot spot.
The Bronco Brigade arrives at Wheeler Airfield and quickly sets up shop. It's a time to rest and refuel.
What are you eating right now?
We're eating chicken breast fillet and barbecue sauce. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Like the best Army could offer.
So what's your guys' job?
We have 88 mics here, drivers, and 92 Foxes, the fuelers, petroleum supply specialists.
What's your accent?
Germany.
Germany?
Yeah, born and raised there.
Why'd you move to the U.S.?
Needed a new start in life from Germany because everything went downhill. School went downhill. Friends all moved away. Family kind of split apart, and I just needed something new. It's kind of like I know the outside world, and then I get into the Army world, and I hear most people say it's easier on the outside, but it's not. It's pretty much almost equal. Sometimes it's even easier in the Army. For me, it's easier in the Army.
While the Broncos replenish at Wheeler Airfield, members of Opfor do the same. At a stronghold a few miles away they've named Fortress Eagle. What's that like to be the bad guy in this scenario?
It feels nice for once.
What do you mean?
Because last year, JPMRC, we were on their side, we were getting fucked up, and now we're the one fucking them up.
So JPMRC has two components to it. You got the Bluefor, which is 3rd Brigade, and then you have the opposition force. So what'll happen is the division will give 3rd Brigade an order or a directive to execute their operations, and then we place our forces to meet the Bluefor in an engagement.
At Fortress Eagle, Opfor has the high ground, and this company has successfully fought off multiple attacks from the Bronco Brigade. But that could all change soon.
Ammo for us. It's going to be our breaking point.
What do you mean?
We're just going to run out of ammo. We've got probably 75 rounds left in this box, and I've got one more box after that. We're allotted like a certain amount for the battle periods, and we're at our allotment for this battle period, so we're just kind of trying to make it work.
Majors, he's the one on the far right.
Far right?
Yeah.
I've heard that you're running out of ammunition.
How do you know that? No, just kidding. Yeah, we're getting low on ammo. That's true.
What'd you call this earlier?
The world's most efficient lawnmower. I've been waiting to pop this thing off for a long time, so pretty stoked.
Do you have enough ammo? You guys running low?
As many people as there are, 1 round per, should be fine.
1, 2 seconds. Yeah, Roger, you guys got eyes on anything down there? Negative. Roger, fires were observed in the field to the east of our position. OCs just pulled up as well.
We have indirect fire hitting the field down there, and the OCs, the observer controllers, are collecting down there. And usually they like to be where things are happening, so that's an indicator for us that something could happen here shortly.
OCs are observer controllers, a role similar to that of a sports referee.
They make sure that the units are following the rules, no one's cheating by disconnecting their miles, and everyone's playing fair, and that no one has an unfair advantage.
Hey, Sergeant Heck, will you get everybody ready? The engineer OC is asking about our obstacles, so you might receive contact soon. We identified 3 enemy gun trucks, engineer squad, just sort of staging beyond our first defensive obstacle. So we're expecting them to come up here pretty soon. Stalker 3, are they still down there?
Negative. 2 trucks pushed back. We got ones on the road right now.
Opfor deploys a surveillance drone operated by a civilian contractor.
Scan back out a little bit. Maybe go right. Right there. Whatever that is, for sure.
Somebody seen me. Yeah, they hit me again. Somebody sees me. We just lost the aircraft. Come snap a picture of this. The grid where it went down. Lost all GPS and then got jammed.
What we'll do is if the scouts identify something, we'll push you down to your position. I'm just going to get you out of that spot.
So the drone just got knocked out of the sky by the Bluefor. right?
Correct.
Is that just kind of comes with the territory that your drone can get?
It does come with the territory. We're not happy about it, but Bluefor engaged our drone with both C2 and GPS, and then the aircraft couldn't figure out where it was and it went into a forced landing mode.
So is that something that you kind of expect to happen in an exterior area like this? Or?
We try to avoid it by instructing, both sides, what the limitations are, what we like to have as a limitation, but they must not have gotten the word.
After a few rounds of indirect fire and the downed drone, things are quiet again at Fortress Eagle. For now, they can save their ammo. Things are also quiet back at Wheeler Airfield, where Charlie Rock has arrived to help guard the tuck.
What have you been up to since we last saw you?
Not a goddamn thing. We're just having a little rest and relaxation in the shade right now. Real tactical.
What are you guys playing?
Spades.
Charlie Rock hasn't seen enemy contact in 2 days, but according to Colonel Shaw, that's by design.
As a young enlisted soldier, I remember long periods of time, 2 to 3 days of no enemy contact and wondering, what's everybody else doing out here? And then, just at the point where you're about to ask somebody to tell you what's happening, you start a 24 to 48 hour period of no sleep, constant movement, and you're on the attack. You can explain to them how it's nested and what we're working towards, and even explain why their op tempo's down here, but brace for impact because it's going to come up.
The reds are calculated on flat terrain.
During an interview with the podcast Teach Me to Fish, Shaw said he often asks new soldiers, if today were September 10th, 2001, what would you be doing? There's another 9/11 out there. It's coming.
What comes next after this?
We don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever they tell us. Whatever they tell us to do, we just go get it done. That's just all there is to it. Make sure all of our team has everything they need to get good to go and go accomplish a mission.
I hope we get in a fight.
While the Bronco Brigade rests, Opfor gears up to attack Wheeler Airfield under the cover of darkness.
Hey, platoon sergeants, are we good? Hey, tone it down. This camera here.
Opfor prepares to head out from their company operations facility on Schofield Barracks.
On my watch, by midnight 45, I need you kid on, formed up, by platoon.
16 Romeo, this is 12 Lima Charlie. Right now we're going to move from our current location over to where they're at and conduct a night assault on them. The main goal is to either gather intelligence or move in and cause kind of disrupting operations.
All right, if you're a leader with any sort of commo equipment, they can exploit you. So what you're going to do...
With the platoons moving out at about 1 a.m., we switch our camera to night vision.
Nods on.
Every soldier is equipped with a night optical device, referred to as nods.
That's what we did. Orange down.
Hooah.
Hey, this is my boyfriend. This is my boyfriend right here. Yeah. That's a great guy.
That guy.
Hey, second. Listen up. First squad, let's go. Form it up.
Once you get on that back side of that parking lot, put them in hold and pull security. Pushing to the wood line. Get up against the fence, get out. Get up against the fence, get out.
They've made it to the outside of the objective and call for indirect fire before they attack.
1614, relay, good bombs, good bombs.
The Bronco Brigade's gun trucks fire back, and Opfor readies a rocket launcher.
Back blast area clear. Clear. Firing. Give me another round. Where's your other rounds? 2-5 meters from the gate. They do not know where we're at, so we're gonna hold position, let them waste their ammo. Open up! Let's go!
Open up! Brazil!
When there's a break in the flow of fire, you're gonna set up on this side right here as good as you can. Wait for their next burst. After the next burst, then you can move over there, right? They got trucks swinging around! Open up on it! Open up! What's up? The trucks killed. Bull 6, this is 1-4. BDA as follows. 1 ITAS truck, EKIA, 4 enemy. Truck coming around on the backside. Open up on that truck! Son of a bitch. Hey, if you're dead, push over to that side of the road, get out of the fight.
Despite taking out a gun truck, Opfor has suffered its own casualties, including a platoon sergeant.
Hey, Cena, you're the A1 Day 1. Bull 6 is online. You need to get with him.
Bull 6, be advised we have 2 mags per, almost black. How copy, over?
Opfor had just enough firepower to knock out some of Bronco Brigade's gun trucks.
And those guys online right there on the left.
But as they make their final push toward the enemy, they're dangerously low on ammo.
I'm down.
Hey, 84!
Where the fuck is Mejia? Who do I have? God damn. Bull 6, this is 1-7. First platoon is ready to bond forward. Meet support but far. Like, how did we die? How the fuck did we die, dude? Yeah! Fuck, dude, that fucking pisses me off, bro. We were literally behind him. Like, I'm not even dead. This is fucking horseshit, dude.
I mean, I signed up to do awesome shit, but I didn't sign up to do BS.
With most of Opfor killed by Bronco Brigade gun trucks, we follow what appears to be their last soldier. Opfor's attack is over. And Bronco Brigade soldiers approach to recover weapons and intelligence.
Our goal was to try to start making them scramble and kind of like give us an opening to come in with our machine guns. What ended up happening was they were able to get their vehicles up and start engaging us earlier than what we expected. So a lot of us got eliminated throughout that movement, but overall, great training. At the end of the day, we're out here to train them, and that's all that matters. We're just gonna get back together with the whole entire battalion, get resurrected, and just continue on from there.
ทำไมแดดมันมาฝั่งตอนเราอยู่ตรงนู้นแดดมันเข้าตรงนู้น
As the sun rises on South Range, soldiers in the Royal Thai Army await Opfor's next attack. Have you had any enemy contact yet?
ปัจจุบันที่พบโดยตรงยังไม่ได้พบแต่ว่าข้าศึกมีการเข้ามาอยู่บริเวณทางกองร้อยข้างเคียงเมื่อคืนเราก็มีการดัดแปลงที่มั่นมีการเสริมความแข็งแรงของที่มั่นรบของเราเพื่อให้เตรียมความพร้อมสำหรับถ้ามีการเคลื่อนที่เข้ามาของข้าศึกนะครับจะสามารถใช้ในการเป็นการป้องกันตนเองได้
One of Shaw's tenets for the Bronco Brigade is lead with robots, never trade blood for first contact. That's why drones are ubiquitous during JPMRC.
Remember hearing the shooting? That sounded really close. It was over here. Yesterday, the enemy staged here before they came and attacked over here. They were there all day yesterday. So we have a few enemy areas, possible enemy areas, and I was just giving those soldiers insight on what those kind of like villages and maybe avenues of approach that the enemy could be coming so they could let their commander or platoon leader know. So I was using the RQ-28 Alpha. It's a small like drone quadcopter. Pretty easy to use. It's almost like playing a video game. So if you know how to play Xbox, PlayStation, it's pretty much the same concept. Right now I'm at 1,000 feet. So I'm not gonna go too much further. They're great to use at this level because you don't have to like waste the manpower. Like yesterday, somebody from higher wanted these soldiers to go like clear a village or something, and I drove the drone over there. It was all torn down. There was absolutely nothing there. So that could have saved manpower and possible casualties. Somebody's there. Oh, there's another one.
Yes,
he's walking.
He's walking.
Honestly, it's just partnership, just building a relationship. So we're just doing whatever we can to just keep it strong. So right now we're in the defensive phase, so we're just preparing for an attack.
Is that likely going to happen?
We don't know, but we got to stay ready.
Whatever happens at South Range, Charlie Rock won't be there for it. Tonight, along with Apache Company, they're flying from Oahu to the Big Island, landing at the Army's Pohakuloa training area, where they'll prepare for another fight.
Start pushing them off the road near this fucking water tank.
Hey, first sergeant, we're up. Second's up.
58 on that bird, plus 6 drivers, 64. But I don't know who those drivers were.
58 Seco.
I'm just giving you, I'm the chalk leader, giving you the total. There's 40 of them, there's 58, plus 6 drivers.
48. Confusing the hell out of me.
Yeah, man.
How many from your company?
You want to know how fucking confused I am?
In action.
Hang on, let me fix my shutter speed. I got like a... Damn it, Jesus Christ. I cannot work in these conditions.
Why are we here?
To kill people. I know that I am here because people need to go to heaven.
Cacti 6, Rock 6, negative. We don't have 100%. We are sitting at 73 right now. We still have people coming in with the LMTV and Humvee, as well as our deco platoon that's attached. Over.
We're posted up here at a grid to follow for the next likely 24. I'll check back in with you around 08 if that works for you. Over.
Over. With delays and miscommunication, the Bronco Brigade's arrival at PTA isn't going smoothly. All the while, the 25th Infantry Division's commanding general Marcus Evans observes from an air traffic control tower. The next day, back on Oahu, top leaders from both sides of the fight gather for a mid-rotation after-action review, a sort of halftime meeting to go over what's happened so far and what can be improved. When Evans arrives, it's clear he isn't happy with what he saw on PTA.
What we can't have happen is what happened with Cacti 6, and he lands, and we have a battalion commander on the ground that cannot articulate what fires assets he has or doesn't have. So collectively, from division to brigade, we all failed on that. Whether you're moving, you're flying, you're shooting, we have got to get better at night. That is a decisive advantage that our nation expects us to have. Let's train to failure in this environment so we're not failing when called to perform our nation's bidding.
That night, there was a bit of a stutter step. We were having challenges assembling and building combat power, ensuring overall understanding and awareness. There were things at the basic soldier level that we can improve on.
10,000 repetitions to develop one reflexive competence. Just drill it, and you drill it, and you drill it, and you drill it, and you drill it, and then you do it again under different conditions.
I'm glad we experienced it, because I've got a whole bunch of young officers and NCOs that haven't had much operational experience, and for them to be exposed moving forward now, they're going to be better at anticipating the friction that's going to come naturally when we do these kinds of complex operations.
I went to bed, it was fucking freezing. I'm waking up, it's fucking hot as shit. Thrown into a world of death. Desolation.
PTA may be in Hawaii, but it's a long way from Waikiki. The terrain is rocky and jagged. The unforgiving wind can feel frigid, and wild goats and sheep with little water to go around eventually create unexpected obstacles for soldiers.
As we were pushing off, I dropped my ruck on what I thought was a rock. I bent down and put my hand on this rather fuzzy rock, turned on my red light. It was a very dead goat. Somebody had some hand sanitizer, got to wash my hands a little bit.
People can think of the Pacific as all jungle. It is not all jungle. It is a diverse geography, and our job is to present soldiers different opportunities in different environments and prepare for whatever contingencies our national leaders ask us to execute.
That's okay, you know what? The unit needed us to come here and take that hill. Sometimes you don't get the mission you want, you get the mission you need. Let's be honest, right? everyone here is so prepared to go into the jungle and fight, like, but this is what's gonna be fucking hard. Gotta adapt. I have no fucking idea really how I'm gonna even go across this fucking thing without, you know, I comb my hair one time and fucking get shot. You know what I mean?
It's now been 4 days since Charlie Rock has had enemy contact.
Are these long breaks good? Do you like them, or do you get restless and bored?
No, definitely not good. I mean, a break in between is good for the dudes, but when you get to like 2 or 3 days, it's a lot. Especially with our company, when dudes are actually in the fight, like they're turned on and they're ready to go. So
when you talk about tempo and long periods of little to no activity, I hope if we go and have to deploy somewhere in response to a crisis or a contingency, that it's always like that. And of course, young soldiers don't want to go to the field and do nothing, but my hope is if we have to deploy, that forever long we're there, it is somewhat monotonous and that we're not fighting.
While Keys and his soldiers wait for action, another battle is brewing on Oahu, and this time, Opfor is bringing some serious firepower. Tanks.
What did civilians think when they see this on the road?
They usually just like wave at us and stuff, but a lot of them are just like, because they have no idea what this thing is.
The tanks are actually Humvees, modified to look like tanks.
Gotta see this in contact.
Each one has a cannon outfitted with miles gear.
They have a cannon that actually fires, like you can hear it, it's extremely loud.
We got an up-close look from a familiar face we met at jungle school, First Lieutenant Daniela Emilianova.
First of all, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
For JPMRC, she's part of Opfor.
It makes me think about like being in actual combat and what the enemy would use against us, and it just makes you think more like the enemy, which I think is super helpful.
The next morning, the Bronco Brigade's Comanche company is trying to take out the tanks with direct fire.
Sounds like the tanks and Humvees are staged just outside Gate 4, but we'll stay up on comms until you get visual contact over.
Yeah, to leave the BP, I have to enter the edge of an open field that is on the other side of a truck or a tank or another engagement area, and I have no cover of darkness to help maneuver this element back on the road. Over.
2726, stand by. Let's get that drone up in the air and see if we can see anything behind it. (626) got a grid for 2 up-armored Humvees. Probably will contact 95 so we can call for fire. Over. 2226, we sent the drone up and got a grid on where the enemy mechanized company / tank company is. We are going to break down and move back to Bico to defend. Break.
Roger, 26, knowledge off.
Hey boys, we're breaking down, we're going to move back.
Over.
With the drone's surveillance of the enemy complete, these Comanche Company soldiers leave to link up with Bravo Company at South Range, where they'll defend against an Opfor attack.
Start pushing into the tree line.
They've reached the area of operation on South Range.
I saw 2 tanks, I'm sure there's more.
But they still haven't called in the strike on the vehicles spotted with the drone.
Get the drone in the area, tell them that's the observer.
That's 4 vehicles, so 2 back there and 2 right here.
Are we observing?
Yeah.
Send it.
But it's not that simple.
Hey, there's no way those are 3/4 Cav Humvees, right?
They still have to make sure they're not putting their own team members in danger.
Hey, Havoc 6, hold, cancel, Kilo Golf 3780, over.
After calling for fire, the soldiers realize they may be firing on friendly vehicles.
Canceled.
And canceled the order.
Gotta make sure.
We don't want to commit fratricide. That was one of my battalion commander's key tasks. We need to be methodical with our movements and calling for fire because there's no rush. But if we rush and then end up shooting our guys, then we didn't meet the key task and we're making it harder for ourselves to ultimately achieve the objective.
I've been doing these for 13 years. Sometimes you're in the spot where the fight is, sometimes you're not. It's just kind of the way it goes.
So how do you sort of keep your momentum up and your discipline up?
just keep the boys happy. That's it.
How's that? How do you do that?
Make sure they have water. You make sure they get some sleep, and then when they start getting poopy, you just yell at them a little bit.
How are they now?
They're great.
They're not poopy?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, they just want them to come this way so that way they can go do something. They're bored.
Campbell! Norland, what I tell you, you're pointing towards the village, this way!
Opfor is heading to Comanche Company's position.
Let's go!
Station on the net, relay to 4-5 to come back to primary battle position.
Looks like platoon-sized element moving into this wood line again with 4 gun trucks rekeyed and ready to come back up.
If they blow us up with IDF before we shoot anybody, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Right here, point it right. Give me some. God damn.
Did you fire that 60?
I'm working it right now, sir.
All right.
Nearby, Opfor tanks battle Bluefor gun trucks.
Yo, we've been hitting the... I know that, but after a while, y'all were just sitting here exchanging rounds. Get your toes in the fight. Hey, clear the back left. Clear! Suppressing fire! Suppressing fire! Ceasefire, attack, freeze! Ceasefire! Oh, brother, that was fun.
This is the most fun I had all week. You know what I mean? Oh, it felt good.
Was that fun?
That was exhilarating.
It was the best time.
Why?
Because God loves the infantry.
That was exhilarating. Let's run it back. Let's run it back.
How was that?
That was fun.
The boys love it.
It made me happy to see them shooting. I knew they wanted that. That made them feel good, so worth the wait.
The battle is also over for Millanova, whose Opfor tank crew is running on little to no sleep.
So yeah, I think we're kind of all having a similar experience with the lack of sleep and just being restless and wanting to actually see enemy.
How are some ways that you deal with that exhaustion?
This is one way. It's got like 300 milligrams of caffeine in it. So we do that. We do Zins because it's got nicotine in it. Yeah, keeps you awake, keeps you a little more focused.
Do you have Zin in now?
I do.
You do? Where is it?
Right here, upper decky.
Upper decky?
Gotta have it, that's the only way you stay up.
The Mililani Mauka wildfire is now 90% contained. As the action dies down on Oahu, the final battle of JPMRC is brewing on the Big Island. As Opfor plans an attack on the Bronco Brigade.
We're gonna pass basically the stick around, right? You got the stick, it's yours to speak. You don't need to step on the map, right? That's why we got the stick.
2 infantry platoons as well as a weapons platoon. And finally, we have Objective Henry, which has 2 platoons of infantry.
I wanna make it very clear though, we are not seizing these on the way to our objective. We are going to isolate these objectives. We're gonna put direct fire, indirect fire on these objectives to enable the penetration to get through. Everybody understand? So once we're back here...
Among the Opfor officers, another familiar face from jungle school, Lieutenant Annie Tanner.
So you're a bad guy.
Bad guy, yes. Bad guy right now. It's good, it's fun. Definitely a different experience from being a Bluefor. You have a little bit more freedom, which is kind of nice. So one of these stuff you don't really get to do.
Hey, you guys are kicking ass out there and doing an incredible job. All right, let's end on a good note. All right, this is the last fight before we kind of head in. All right, I want everybody focused.
Opfor's objective is to seize PTA's airfield, but first, they'll have to get through Charlie Rock. Divided into 3 platoons in 3 strategic locations. 1st platoon in the rear on this hill. 2nd platoon, also elevated, farther down the road. And 3rd platoon in between them, at ground level.
Yeah, if they try to come in our sector, in our area, they're not going to make it far. We have the entire place pretty locked down.
We're on the slopes of this high ground here. We can see for 5 kilometers in any direction. With Charlie Rock, like, these guys are all about fighting, so they're always pretty antsy to get back into it.
But no one will be fighting for a while. Live ammunition rounds were found in the training area on Oahu, forcing the entire exercise to pause while every single round is checked to ensure the participants' safety. How's morale in the company?
For the most part, it ain't bad. They just ready for they more anxious than anything, you know? Ready for the fight. They ain't really made to sit around and wait. But I mean, it's part of it.
Colonel Shaw said that more than 80% of the Bronco Brigade has never been combat deployed. It's a new generation of enlisted soldiers and officers, some of whom weren't yet born on September 11th, 2001.
Fuck waiting around, let's just go get them.
Exactly.
Fletcher joined the Army in 2006, when the U.S. was already a few years entrenched in Iraq and Afghanistan.
When I got there, all my leaders had already been, they were already combat veterans. I went from private all the way to squad leader in the Ranger Regiment, and I was an RI, and then I was platoon sergeant in the 82nd, a first sergeant in the 82nd, and then I'm a first sergeant here. I've deployed to Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan.
And you've been in real combat, right?
What's real combat? Like,
have you
drinking the fucking blood of my enemies from their skull, or like, you know, Conan style, or like, you know, putting bullets in fucking humans? I mean, what is real combat to you? What is defined real combat? You just wear a patch on your shoulder? I mean, you go out there and you lose friends on target? I mean, I'm just naming a few of the things that have happened, but yeah.
Sure. I don't mean to qualify that with the word real.
Yeah. No, I mean, yes, I've been in real combat. Nothing compared to like Vietnam or like, you know, the heroes of World War II or World War I, nothing like that. Go get in position.
I gotta grab our murders first.
And so we got positions that are, as soon as they enter the box again, we're gonna just fucking start lighting them up again.
How would you describe your camo job here?
My soul. It's a representation of my soul.
This style of face paint may be personal to Fletcher, but many of the soldiers in 3rd Platoon have followed his lead.
So First Sergeant Fletcher got us all doing the Punisher face paint for the last night in the box.
What do you think?
I'm a fan. I think it's a good look, especially for the goons down here in the low ground.
It may or may not be the most expert soldier badge or E3B camo paint, but it's raising morale. We're ready to fight. I wish I had a better spit.
How do you feel that we're coming to the end of JPMRC?
It's time to go home, I think, sir.
I would like the conditions here at PTA.
They suck. I think yesterday they asked me if this is going to set you up to be successful in Indonesia, and no, it's not. This would set you up to fight in Helm's Deep. You were the Knights of Rohan and freaking fighting orcs and shit like that. Look at it. Look at this shit. They come with the mist. You seen that shit? I think you should honestly, literally go out there and walk. It's like
But since I haven't seen
Satan's teeth
iota of a tank out
in
here,
every fucking step. Does it hurt? I don't know. Go jump on it and see. This is the lava rock. It's treacherous. It moves, and it's everywhere. It's sharp as shit. It's just really hard to fight in. If they were to even think to come this way, hats off to them, because I'm not coming to get them. This is the devil's teeth. It's definitely a safety concern.
Why'd you come all the way out here?
I had to take a shit. I can't shit over there. So.
He says some crazy stuff sometimes, but sometimes that's what guys need to hear to get him going again. He's also kind of that motivating figurehead, getting the guys excited about the next thing and the next piece of training.
All the MREs are mine, son.
What's it like working with First Sergeant?
Oh, it's fantastic. He always finds a way to put a smile on our face, even in pretty crappy situations.
I love working with First Sergeant Fletcher. Every time he talks about anything tactically related, like, you learn something new.
If we're in real combat and I'm doing a 9-line, like, we're getting them out. I'm not ever gonna put fucking routine. Like, I don't care what else is going on in the world. I don't owe anybody anything. The only person I owe at that point in time is my wounded. So it's gonna be whatever it's gonna be to get them out.
We have 3 platoon medics for each platoon, or 1 in each platoon, and then me, the senior medic. And I'm in charge of the overall health of the company. There's some medics that prefer the clinical setting over the field setting. Me personally, I prefer
I stopped
the field
listening
setting.
30 seconds ago. What happened?
Have you learned anything from First Sergeant Fletcher?
Absolutely, I've learned a lot of things.
Such as
kick flips.
You guys follow him on Instagram?
We're not allowed to.
I don't have an Instagram. What the hell are you talking about?
Fletcher's Instagram feed often features him attempting skateboarding tricks.
Why do you like to skate?
Because it's hard, and it's super fucking like frustrating that you can't land something that you could land when you were a kid, and you're like, why? I'm stronger. When you do land it, it's like the best fucking feeling in the world, in a world where, you know, you don't really get too many successes every day anymore. It's like, fuck, man. It's a release. There you go.
Fletcher is 38 years old. When we met at jungle school, he told me he was planning on retiring at 40, less than 2 years away.
I just don't even know what I would do if I got out, really, honestly. I mean, I'm twice the age of some of these guys, but I'm like able to still fucking put it down. So it's like, do I get out? The dudes in my family have served in every war. And my dad was in the Ranger Battalion, 175, like I was.
Didn't you say that you didn't have a close relationship with your dad?
And he didn't have with his. It's like a trend. Abandon your son so that he becomes hard as hell growing up and nothing can affect him later. I used to just get in a lot of fights. I didn't go to school after 8th grade. So, you know, when you don't have any like direction or anything, you kind of like move in the wrong direction, you know what I mean? I've like quite literally been thinking about a glorious death since I was a child. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Did you ever get wounded during your deployments?
Thank God. Nope. But now I will in the next one. Thanks for fucking asking that. I'm definitely fucking going down that time. First guy off the bird, headshot, boom, gone. Hey, that's why I got my motherfucking, set my rifle up how I did. Ain't gonna be no fucking arguing tonight. Like say one more motherfucking word, I dare you. And it ain't gonna be about lasers no more.
Gosh, man. I'm gonna show them how we operate around here.
Meanwhile, 2nd Platoon stages above what will be the front line of Opfor's attack.
4 goats, let me blast.
Like 1st Platoon in the rear, they have the high ground,
Get the jab.
ready to fire on Opfor's convoy with a diverse arsenal of weapon systems.
They don't want no smoke. We got Javelin right over here. We got our Gustavs. You already know what we're bound to back to. So it's as simple as playing around, okay?
Yeah, son. Lighting shit straight up.
Let's get it. We're expecting the enemy to have at least anywhere from 6 to 8 gun trucks rolling through there. So our job is to eliminate the backside or the back half of those gun trucks, allowing 1st Platoon to be able to take out the front side.
I'm getting interviewed too.
What's your first name?
Noah.
Noah Gill.
Noah Gill. Remember that name.
What's going on?
Hey, special stay down right here. Ready to kill some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good fight. I expect none of us to be gone. I got my brothers right here with me. So it should be good. We're gonna have a good ass time. Hell yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Is this not why you are here?
We leave 2nd Platoon to join Fletcher and his so-called goons for Opfor's attack.
Yeah, I hope their gunners know how to fucking drive with a green ass laser in their fucking eyes. Think I'm fucking playing safe? I'll blind every one of them. I didn't get dressed up for nothing. We got enough javelins, AT-4, and goose rounds to fucking stop Napoleon's fucking army, so let's fucking go.
Well, the cloud's beautiful though. Like, look over there. Like, that shit is fucking beautiful, bro. Like,
as the sun's going down.
Yeah. Like, if you think about it,
here we go. Wrong zone. They decided to hit the south. So it begins. Oh, I'm blinded.
Something like 4 gun trucks moving west to east in the northern corridor.
I can't see fucking shit from where they're at.
Let them
what
come.
What are you talking about?
There's 4 gun trucks apparently over there. There was no vehicles that made it that way. That's why I'm pretty sure it was dismounts. They got in their wire or something.
While Opfor approaches, 3rd Platoon takes the opportunity to eat one last meal.
What are you eating, Doc?
Nothing.
Why?
Because I ate earlier for sergeant.
Well, you might die tonight, son. You might want to eat something good.
Rock 6, Rock 7, jump nets, figured out what was going on. Battalion's about to drop a 500-pound bomb on a convoy of enemy vehicles.
Right, 3rd, disperse. Drones.
Opfor dispatches a drone to look for Bronco Brigade soldiers.
Did they not see those motherfuckers, man?
Don't give away your position. Engage with the smallest weapon possible. Unless they are advancing on your position, then open up over.
Hours pass with no contact. Opfor's convoy approaches without engaging and backs away.
Like, we're letting them like kind of amass and we're taking our focus away from shit, and that's exactly what they're fucking trying to do. There's gonna come a time where you're just gonna have to fucking get into it and start fucking killing these fucking people.
Soon, they hear gunfire over the radio.
Roger, good copy. Rock 6 is 27, we're in contact right now by squad size element.
You have a platoon. End it.
Good copy.
Hey, I know everything's fucking seeming like it's happening over there. Let's not get caught with our pants down over behind under the side or some shit.
All rock stations, we're firing battery 3 105 on the right side, or the east side, sorry.
3rd Platoon can only stand by for radio updates as 2nd Platoon engages Opfor.
Kinda wish I was over there. In fact, I really wish I was over there.
All they can do is watch the firefight from a distance.
We may not even get in this fight tonight, guys. God would do this to me. He would just make me fucking sit here. Just fucking sit here and fucking just watch everyone else fight.
Go ahead.
Hear me out. If it is over here real soon and they don't rekey all the vehicles and stuff, I think we just, go rogue and go at, ACO and BCO. I mean, we got to get the training value.
As cool as that sounds, I'd rather just stack up the enemy kills.
After Keyes denies Fletcher's request to join the fight, the only fight 3rd Platoon has is over candy.
Me and you got to work on this communication skills. The whole fucking time?
Yeah.
Dog, go get him. What are you doing here? We're on the fucking front lines of freedom, and I might die. Maybe a Sour Patch Kid might make me fucking feel better. Oh, yeah. Good, that's good, that's good.
We're gonna fall back, they ain't gonna know what hit them. We're gonna be real good.
Just as Specialist Stay Down predicted, Opfor doesn't make it past 2nd Platoon's position.
Hey, all rock elements, start getting 100% up on personnel and equipment. Over.
Oh, man.
Get accountability, sit back and enjoy the lava flow.
That's it.
Soon, a bright light begins to shine in the distance.
Taka!
Fletcher and others thought it was a volcanic eruption.
And now this is lava that is literally coming up out of the earth. Go to white light!
Turns out, it's not lava. It's a fire ignited by smoke grenades used during the fighting.
Do you think it's like a sign that like everywhere we go, we just set shit on fire?
As the wildfire on Oahu is finally contained, another now burns on the Big Island. And with it quickly spreading, the Army ordered me to leave the area. The next morning, on the flight back to Oahu, I was disappointed that I didn't get to see the final battle up close, and I appreciated that in real life, being away from the action is the ideal scenario. And I hope this training is as close as these soldiers ever get to combat. JPMRC is over. For the first time in 2 weeks, soldiers can use their cell phones. And Shaw is back in the Bronco Brigade headquarters.
Colonel Rob Shaw is one of our Army's finest leaders. Colonel Shaw's ability to take and receive feedback and then integrate that in creates warfighting readiness, a mentality that then has to be manifested into training. My reflections from this training event can be summarized in one simple statement: the brigade is ready.
I'm 100% certain that we're better today than we were 2 weeks ago. If we had to deploy, we have a team, I think, that could fight through it and prevail if we had to do it.
What is your plan to retire?
Oh, I don't have a plan. I'll probably work at like Home Depot or something until I get fired.
I'm asking like how much longer do you plan to be in the Army?
Well, I think I'm just gonna stay in and like get demoted. That way, like I'm at a good rank to go to this next war. But yeah, I definitely, you know, with all the heat coming on in Israel and all that, like, yeah, I've definitely gotten the goosebumps spiking up again, so.
What does that do?
I was waxing it so I don't get caught on a ledge or anything. You don't want any kind of like grab when you're trying to do any kind of like trick that makes you scoop. It'll also tear the board up and you'll start getting a razor tail pretty quick.
Wrap up about PTA and how everything went that night?
They crushed it. They crushed it. We only had one platoon basically destroying an entire company. Staff Sergeant Davies, I just kind of told him, hey, just think about fucking killing them, because that is what you're gonna do overseas when it's gonna really fucking matter. Because this game is a game for fucking keeps and ain't fucking playing around with it. Oh. You know, I've jumped out of planes in the pitch dark, no idea what's gonna happen. You go to places where people are literally shooting at you, trying to blow you up. You don't think twice about it. Oh, the funny thing about skateboarding is I think about everything I'm about to do, and the consequences are like literally playing in my head, which is really crazy because this isn't life and death. That's skateboarding though.